So it's the new year. Wow! Exciting, right? Here's wishing all of you from Let's Talk a really amazing learning year ahead where you can upskill your knowledge and always be updated with everything that's new. Okay, now talking about new. What's new with you? Well, I'd like to tell you what's new with us out here. I have come across some amazing new words that are added to the dictionary. Now, you must be really surprised because we are so used to the same old words. But here we have some new words that are so cool, so different, never been heard. Some have just been introduced, which people have been using, but I can't wait to share all of them with you. Are you ready? Yes? Okay, so let's go for the new words added to the dictionary in 2023. Let's get going. Finfluencer. Have you ever heard that one before? This was my first time as well. Now, what is a finfluencer? Any guesses? If you're smart enough, I'm sure you'll guess this right. Now, fin, okay, is just a short form of finance. So a financial influencer, an influencer who focuses on money related topics. Okay, so they're just not talking about, general things, because we have influencers for beauty, hair, health, lifestyle, etc. Here they only focus on money related topics. Now I'll give you an example which you can use when you're talking about a finfluencer. Don't always put your money based on what a finfluencer says, right? So here, finfluencer. Got it? So this would say, hey, I know you're getting influenced by what he's saying about money, but do your research as well. Okay? So make sure you do that and not just blindly listen to what a finfluencer says. Let's see what the next word is. Situationship. So anything with a ship, okay? So we're used to, relationship. Yeah, sounds familiar. But what is a situationship? Okay, let's see what it means. A relationship that's more than a friendship, but less than a couple. Interesting, isn't it? I have come across this word fairly recently and I was like, what? Situationship? And then I realized, there are these complex relationships that are not just friendships, they're more than friendships, and yet they're not an official couple either. So there is something going on and everybody knows. Here's an example to help you understand it better. I'm really confused about Ria and Ryan. They seem to be in a situationship. Whoa, I like the way I'm doing this. It is confusing, right? So a situationship. So now you'll realize when you see certain people out there, you'll say they're neither here nor there. I think they're in a situationship. Okay, so you can term that rightly now. Come on, let's look at the next one, which is janky. What does janky mean? Any guesses? I'll help you on this one. Something that's not of high quality. Okay, so when it's not of good quality or high quality, we say it's janky. So let's look at an example to support this. The touch and feel of this gaming laptop is a bit janky. Now, you know how gaming laptops are, right? It needs to be sturdy, it needs to be strong, it needs to be of good quality because you're like, tuck, 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 right? But if it's not of good quality, you'll say, hey, it's janky. So you know how and where to use this term. All right, now the next one is yeet. What is yeet? Not wheat. We know what wheat is. This is yeet. Okay, now the meaning of this is to throw something with a lot of force. Now it has two meanings. To throw something with a lot of force or to describe something that is funny or exciting. So I'll give you two examples here to get a better understanding of both the meanings. The first one, can you yeet me that bottle please? Can you just throw me that bottle? I'm just sitting here, I'm too lazy. Can you just throw me that bottle? So, can you just yeet me that bottle? So, the next time you use that, they'll say, what? What's yeet? And then you can sound smart and say, yeet means to throw something with a lot of force. Okay, the next one. look at his t-shirt, it's Yeet, which means it's something amusing, funny, right? I have seen so many t-shirts that I'm just walking by and just catches my eye. I'm like, did you read that t-shirt? It's so funny. So you can actually use it in that context as well. Okay, the next one is Adorkable. Now, I'm sure you'll think it is related to being adorable, but no, it is not. It is nothing close. Okay, what does adorkable mean? A socially awkward or non-fashionable person. Again, this has two meanings. Now, socially awkward is when you're like, hi, I don't know where I'm going, like, just awkward. Or non-fashionable, where you're like, this is not happening. So an example is, well, Neha is the one in that adorkable sunglasses, glasses. It could be sunglasses too. So that means she's wearing these really old-fashioned glasses and it's not even suiting her. They're not fashionable at all. So you can actually use this term in that context. Okay, moving on. Let's look at the next one, which is churn rate. Now, a lot of people have been using churn rate, and I'm sure you can guess what this means. But if you're not able to, this is what it means. A percentage of people leaving a service or a company. This is the percentage of people, right? The number of people that are leaving a company or an institute or a project or whatever it could be. Here, you'll understand better. The churn rate for cable TV has gone higher as more people are moving to the OTT platforms. We all know what this is, right? How we have Netflix and we have the Amazons and all of that. So churn rate, cable TV, people don't even know what cable TV is anymore, right? Those were the days, cable TV. So now the churn rate for cable TV has gone high because people have just stopped watching. This whole number of people have stopped watching cable and they've moved on to OTT platforms. It's a fact. Now the next one is Simp. Say that with me. Simp. S-I-M-P is Simp. All right, this means a silly or not intelligent person, someone who tries hard to please somebody, or someone who admires famous people. Now, there are three totally different meanings, and it's interesting that you can use them in different ways. First example, he's quite a simp for his age. Like, you know what? He's 50 and he's acting like a teenager. What's wrong with him? He's quite a simp for his age. He's just so weird. Like, that's just not normal. Okay? Or, I don't understand why she simps so much in her relationship. And we've seen this a lot, right? It could be for him or her, but we see people who really try hard to please their partner. And we're like, why are they doing that? Shouldn't it just be a natural, balanced couple relationship? Some people try really hard. So that is simp. And the next one is, why am I such a simp for middle-aged actors? Right? It says, why am I admiring all these famous people? In another way, just shortening this entire admire famous people is like, imagine, just one word, simp. How simple is that? Cool, right? Okay, our next one is bottle episode. Any idea what this means? No, it's not an episode that has bottles in it or alcohol in it. It means a web show that is restricted to a specific location. That means they've shot the entire thing in just one location. How cool, right? But what could be the reason of that? Well, it's less expensive to save on costs and so many other reasons as well. So, an example of this would be the 10-part series is made up of mostly bottle episodes. So do you know of any series like this that you could share with me? Because the one thing that comes to my mind is, have you seen the film Saw? S-A-W, Saw? The first part. The entire film was shot in just one room, beginning to end, psychological thriller, very intense. So if you know of something like this, let me know what bottle episode you know of. Okay, I'd love to see it in the comments. Our next one is shadow ban. Interesting, right? Now, shadow ban is a platform suppressing a post or a video post for violating terms of service. Now, what does that mean? It just means that if there's something that is, not acceptable, that is probably a bad influence, maybe they're showing children doing some action sequences and, children getting influenced by that, you just don't know. Or explicit content, well, that's what they do. A channel or an authority actually has the authority to shadow ban. So an example would be the government directed the social platform to shadow ban certain posts even though they didn't violate any terms of service. Right? TOS is terms of service, just so that you know. So yeah, this is just an example that shadow ban is when you are suppressing a post. You're not encouraging it, so not everybody gets to see it as much. And now, our last new word for the day is aromantic. Aromantic. Interesting, right? It is not a romantic, it is aromantic. I know it could get a little confusing, especially when you say it, but it is a word that exists. People who experience little or no romantic attraction to others, which is just the opposite of being romantic. Okay, so an example would be, I'm not a romantic. I'm not just able to fall in love after my last breakup. So it means, hey, I'm a normal person. It doesn't mean that I'm not attracted to people. It's just that, I'm healing right now. I'm getting over my last relationship. Give me time. Okay, so a romantic, you have to say it together. You cannot just say a romantic. It's a romantic. Okay, and when somebody hears it, they say, hey, doesn't this mean this? Then you can explain to them that it means somebody who experiences little or no romantic attraction to others. All right, so I hope that these new words will be used in the new year to make you feel even more new. I'm sure this is going to make you stand out and you're going to feel great about using these. Tell me which one was your favorite. I'd love to see it in the comments, and I'd love to know what have you started using already and which ones you knew and which ones you didn't. My name is Kristine and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Have a wonderful time learning.